And thus begins our climb to the height of our abilities. Excuse me, just had coffee and breakfast before I did this. Hello again, everyone. Luke Lynch, back in Florence for more Assassin's Creed 2. Last time around, we killed Francesco de Pazzi and took Florence back from Templar influence. Also, that lag. Here we go. Anyway, as we're running away from having tackled the messenger, we took Florence back from Templar influence and saved the life of probably the most famous banker in Florentine history, Lorenzo de' Medici. This time around, before we talk to him and see what else he has for us, we're actually going to take care... We're actually going to take care of that Templar tomb that was unlocked upon completion of the mission. I believe it was called Farewell Francesco. Yeah, that had to have been it. So, yeah, we're going to go raid one more tomb before we continue with the story. If I could find a way through to the north. Here we go. And here we are. Palazzo Medici. Home invasion. In 1479, infiltrate Palazzo Medici and save Lorenzo from the Templars. So this is actually like a year forward in the timeline.
What happened here?
Signor Lorenzo!
Lorenzo's currently indisposed. Hey, you're the one who killed Francesco de Pazzi. Get him with pleasure.
Yes, we killed Francesco, and now all of you will share his fate. I rest my case. Now, there is a staircase around here somewhere. Ah, right there. Not really a staircase, but more of a scaffolding in the shape of a staircase, which will allow us to begin our free run sequence up to the next floor.
Hold a moment, Messere. I'll have that you. Get off so easy. Where did he... There! On him!
Oh yeah, I don't know if that was something I mentioned or not, but you can actually pick up guards' weapons in this game after you kill them. or after you disarm them, if you happen to know the disarm technique, which I don't believe I do at this particular moment, but I believe it is something that can be learned. Alright, now, question is, how the hell do we get across? Oh, okay, I got it. I was on the right track with the painting, just picked the wrong painting.
I know I heard a noise down there. It's time to earn your florins. I want half of you to search the courtyard, the other half come with me to check the chapel.
Si, Capitan.
Then we check the secret passageway.
What about Lorenzo?
By now, Lorenzo is already dead.
Or so they think.
No, you don't. Ragazzi, mettetevi! Can't take us all, boys. We'll wear him down.
Who else wants a piece?
We'll wear him down.
And he automatically drops the sword. Nice. Ooh, whoa, we don't want to run over there. We do, however, want to go this way. Then I believe we want to go up here. Yes.
Lorenzo! Porca vacca. Someone, find a way to get inside there.
You heard him? You two, get the ladder!
So they can't see us just yet.
What are we doing with the ladder? Lorenzo isn't coming out.
What's taking them so long? If you both weren't so loud, you wouldn't have heard us coming.
Nev, you were the loud one.
All of you, mind your own business and keep watch.
It opened.
Did you hear that? It came from the bedroom.
Whoever opened it must be in there.
There's an intruder in the bedroom! Go! Kill him!
Sì, capitano.
Yeah, because I haven't really shown off the dagger yet.
Break it! Let's end this quickly!
Remember your training, man!
Let's try it again!
Just be ready to strike when the time is right.
Let's end this quickly!
Right through the top of his head. Nice, that does work. Awesome. Alright, how do we get in there? Because they obviously never had the opportunity to get a ladder. Go us. Up here, perhaps? Seems like it. Yep. Climb along this. Climb up that. Make the leap. Excuse me.
Get back! Lower your sword. It's me.
Ezio, again you saved me. First they enter my church, now my home.
I'll hunt them down. They won't come near you again.
Look around. This is one of my treasure rooms. You're entitled to take anything you wish from it, in thanks for what you've done. I trust my apartments are safe now.
Yes, Signore. Thank you for this most gracious gift. I must go, but I will come to you again when all the Pazzi are dead.
I will not forget what you've done for me. Buona fortuna.
Now keep in mind, this is about a year on from where we entered the tomb, from what time it was when we actually entered the tomb. We're not actually supposed to enter this until, I believe, after we're completely done in Florence. That way at least makes a little bit more sense story-wise. As it is, what Ezio just said to Lorenzo, I will come to you again when all the Pazzi are dead, was a complete and utter lie. Because after we finish raiding this treasure room, we're going right to him. And that is Home Invasion done and dusted. Gotta remember, circle is not free run down in this game. Hello, Lorenzo. In the interim, we have learned time travel.
When I was 6 years old, I fell into the Arno. I soon found myself drifting down and into darkness. Certain my life was at an end. Instead, I woke to the sound of my mother weeping. At her side stood a stranger, soaking and smiling at me. My mother explained that he had saved me. And so began a long and prosperous relationship between two families. Yours and mine. I am sorry I could not save your father and brothers.
You have nothing to apologize for. I believe Jacopo de Pazzi played a part in their deaths. They attack on you as well. I need to find you.
That coward fled before we could arrest him.
Have you any leads?
No, they've hidden themselves well.
Dead?
Jacopo was not the only conspirator to escape.
If they work with Jacopo, they were surely involved in the plot against my family as well. Give me their names.
Antonio Maffei, Archbishop Francesco Salviati, Stefano da Bagnone, and Bernardo Baroncelli.
Bene. I will go and see my uncle. He has men stationed in the countryside.
Wait, before you go.
A codex page.
I took it from the files of Francesco de Pazzi, seeing as he clearly no longer needs it. I've always had an interest in things of antiquity, as did your father.
It is meaningful to me as well.
Then consider it a gift. Che il Signore ci protegga.
For the floor completed. Now before we move on,
Jacopo de Pazzi, the money. This guy was the head of the Pazzi family, and he ran their banking business. An associate of Lorenzo de Medici, he had nothing against him personally, so he hired 4 Templar hitmen to take care of the situation for him. Bernardo di Bandino Baroncelli, brought up to hate the Medici family for the exile of his cousins, Baroncelli ran the numbers in the Pazzi bank by day, and murdered for the Templars at night. It was Baroncelli who delivered the first blow. Stefano de Bagnone. Known for his cruelty, Bagnone was trained in Rome as a Templar butcher. It was Bagnone who stabbed Lorenzo de Medici in the back. Antonio Maffei. Witness to the sacking of Volterra by Florentine mercenaries, Maffei blamed Lorenzo. He joined the Templars to seek revenge. It was Maffei who slashed Lorenzo's neck. Archbishop Francesco Salviati, Convinced he would be the next Archbishop of Florence, Salviati was enraged when Lorenzo stood in his way. But the Templars were there to heal his wounds. It was Salviati who marched their troops into the city.
Five names. And assassination contracts are now available through various pigeon coops in the region.
I've marked the Palazzo Medici on your map. In order to achieve 100% sync with Ezio's life, you should go exploring.
Way ahead of you, Rebecca. Already did it. Now, the last thing we're going to do in Florence, at least for right now, aside from, before we continue on with the story, is we're actually going to head over to Leonardo's. Provided I can remember where the hell his house is. Screw it, I'm checking the map. Oh. I believe Leonardo's house is where we have to go next anyway. So, I'll meet you over there. Did not intend to fall into the hay bale, but whatever.
Ezio, thank God you're all right. This madness with the Medici and the Pazzi, is this why you pursued Francesco?
Not exactly.
Well, whatever your reasons, the city's safe again thanks to you. Now tell me, how may I be of service? Ah, another page. Aha, it's a similar cipher to the last one. This won't take long. Interesting. Indeed. I see. It's another blade design. For delivering poison.
Can you build it?
See, it won't take very long. I just need to find a way to hollow out the blade without sacrificing it.
It's all right, Leonardo. Just do what you need to do.
Sometime later.
I filled your blade with a bit of poison to start with. Should you run out, just visit a doctor.
Poison. From a doctor?
In high enough doses. That which cures and kills.
I am in your debt once more, my friend.
Anytime, Ezio. Anytime.
So now we have the poison blade. A blade with bite. Memory synced. Poison blade acquired. And new secondary memories unlocked. Also, codex page deciphered. And hidden blade upgraded. Contact with the poison blade will cause an enemy to go berserk after a small delay and then die. I believe this, at least in part, inspired... Actually, what the hell am I doing? I want to go to Monteriggioni. And there's a fast travel station right by Leonardo's place. I believe the poison blade helped inspire two weapons from Unity, the poison gas bomb and the berserk blade. Anyway, off to the villa.
Ezio! Come in, come in. To what do we owe the honor?
Been sent from Firenze by Il Magnifico to attend to some unfinished business. Looking for Jacopo de Pazzi.
Ha! Who is it? We've been at it for days.
And perhaps what I carry will help us both. A list of his co-conspirators. One of them will talk before he dies.
Excellent. These men are sure to lack Jacopo's resources, which means they will be easier to find. I will put my scouts to it at once.
I appreciate the help, Uncle. Got something else for you as well. More codex pages.
Ah, let's see what we can learn. What is this? What prophet?
What did you find, Narco?
Just another damn mystery. The text here roughly translates to only the prophet may open it. There's reference to 2 pieces of Eden, but these pages offer no answers, Nipote. At least, not on their own. You must find more.
We'll have to save it for another day, Uncle. I have a mission to attend to.
As you wish. Now, if you hope to defeat these bastardi, I will need to teach you a few things. Meet me on the practice field.
Evasive maneuvers. Squadron leaders, evasive maneuvers. Meet Mario on the practice field to train. Prepare to engage!
All right, Ezio. You're familiar with counterattack. But what happens when your enemy is as well?
I don't usually give them the opportunity.
Tough talk offers little protection against Templar steel.
And by all means, Maestro, teach me what to do.
Now dodge.
Bene, bene. Now do it again. Much better. One last time now.
Bravo.
So now we can do that. Sure enough, the disarm technique.
Let's see it another time.
Oh, whoops. Sorry.
Just one more time, Ezio.
I will get the hang of this.
Magnifico! Once again, you exceed my expectations.
Signore, we found Jacopo's men, and they wait your word to strike.
Relay the following. No man moves until they have spoken with Ezio. Intesi.
It will be done.
Go, Ezio. Visit with my mercenaries in the countryside. See if Jacopo's lackeys won't lead you to him. But be careful. They will be expecting you.
Grazie mille, zio Mario. Now, while we're here, let's deposit all the codex pages we've acquired to this point. And, you know what? Let's read them. Now keep in mind, most if not all of these are written by Altair. So, I've spent days with the artifact now. Or has it been weeks? Months? I can no longer be certain. The others come from time to time, offering food or distraction. They say I should separate myself from these studies. Malik has even suggested I abandon them entirely. But I am not yet ready to turn away. This Apple of Eden will be understood. It must be. Is it a weapon? Is it a catalog? Is it somehow both? He who increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. The philosophy of such a statement I can understand. But for it to be true? Literally true? A society that waged wars with ideas and information in place of steel and swords. Its function is simple, elementary even. Dominion. Control. But the process, the methods and means it employs, these are fascinating. Those subjected to its glow are promised all that they desire. It asks only one thing in return, complete and total obedience. And who can truly refuse? It is temptation incarnate. I remember my own moment of weakness when confronted by Al-Mualim. my confidence shaken by his words. He, who had been like a father, was now revealed to be my greatest enemy. Just the briefest flicker of doubt was all he needed to creep into my mind. But I vanquished his phantoms, restored my self-confidence, and sent him from this world. I freed myself. But now I wonder, did I really? For here I sit, desperate to understand that which I swore to destroy. This is why the apple has a tale to tell. I sense the flickers of something great and dangerous. We are all at risk. It is my duty to do something about it. I must not, cannot, turn away until I've found the truth. Now, there's no text data on this page, but it does depict a battle between the Assassins and the Templars. Page 3 offers diagrams of the Hidden Blade and how it works. Page 6, Robert de Sable may be dead, but his brotherhood survives. Though less conspicuous in appearance, I fear they remain a threat. Where once they proudly walked the streets, making for easier targets, now they retreat into the shadows. It grows difficult to track them. What wicked things will they weave in the darkness? Our work will be all the more complicated for it. Already there are rumors of a movement on Cyprus. I will have to investigate. It's made me realize that our tactics, too, must change. It means an end to our fortresses, to our penchant for spectacular displays of public assassinations. We must weave our webs quietly, and we must do so differently than we have in the past. Though I ask my brothers now to abandon their rituals, I do not ask that they abandon the creed. This is what makes us assassins. Not the removal of a finger, not a false promise of paradise, not the prohibition of poison. Our duty is to the people, not to custom. If we must sneak, we shall sneak. If we must use poison, we shall use poison. If our blades can be used without I cannot talk right now. If our blades can be used without removing fingers, we shall not demand they be taken. And we shall not manipulate our initiates with lies and parlor tricks. We shall speak plainly and honestly. We shall be made anew. Page 7 offers this. I had thought Ada would be the one to lead me to rest, that I might lay down my blade and live as a normal man. But now I know such dreams are best left to sleep. Her face. I try to banish it from my mind as I remember the days and nights during which I chased her Templar captors across the sea. I almost got to them in time. Almost. If I had only been faster. Instead, I held her lifeless body in my arms, saw the terror reflected in her fixed, unblinking eyes. I hunted each man, one by one, until all responsible were gone from the world. But there was no joy in this, no satisfaction or release. Their deaths did not bring her back, did not heal my wounds. After that, I was certain I would never again feel for a woman as I had for her. I am fortunate to have been wrong. Over time, any sentence uttered long and loud enough becomes fixed, becomes a truth. Provided, of course, you can outlast the dissent and silence your opponents. But should you succeed and remove all challengers, then what remains is, by default, now true. Is it truth in some objective sense? No. But how does one ever achieve an objective point of view? The answer is, you don't. It is literally, physically impossible. There are too many variables, too many fields and formulae to consider. We can try, of course. We can inch closer and closer to a revelation. But we'll never reach it. Not ever. And so I have realized that so long as the Templars exist, they will attempt to bend reality to their will. They recognize there is no such thing as an absolute truth. Or, if there is, we are hopelessly under-equipped to recognize it. And so in its place, they seek to create their own explanation. It is the guiding principle of their so-named New World Order. To reshape existence in their own image. It is not about artifacts. Not about men. These are merely tools. It's about concepts. Clever of them. For how does one wage war against a concept? It is the perfect weapon. It lacks a physical form, yet can alter the world around us in numerous, often violent ways. You cannot kill a creed. Even if you kill all its adherents, destroy all of its writings. These are a reprieve at best. Someone, someday, will rediscover it. Reinvent it. I believe that even we, the assassins, have simply rediscovered an order that predates the old man himself. An image here. I believe this is of the effect of the Apple of Eden, but I could be wrong. Attis, Dionysus, Horus, Krishna, Mithra, Jesus. Similar stories color their lives. Too similar, I think. Divine birthright, persecution, disciples, miraculous acts, resurrection. How is it possible? Perhaps it isn't. Merely a single story told over the ages, borrowed then changed to fit the times, evolving as our tools and language do. Is this tale born of fact or fiction? A bit of both? Could these figures be the same person? Their life extended and transformed by a piece of Eden? Al-Mualim spoke of Jesus as a real person, a mortal who would master the arts of manipulation. But what if he was wrong? If these men are real, and if they have walked amongst us many times before, does it mean they'll come again? Perhaps they are here now. So many questions, and every day, even more. The hidden blade has been a constant companion of ours over the years. Some would say it even defines us, and they would not be entirely wrong. Many of our successes would not have been possible without it. Still, the device has begun to show its age, and so I have been researching improvements beyond ending the need to remove one's finger to wield it. The first is the addition of a metal plate that can be used to deflect incoming blows. The other assassins believe it is forged of a new metal, and credit me with the discovery of the formulae, which are included on this page. It is better that they not know the truth. I have also worked with Malik to describe new methods of assassination, from on high, from ledges, and from hiding places. Basic movements, but critical nonetheless. The third and final improvement is the most simple. The provision of a second blade, identical in every way to the first. Should an assassin ever find himself tasked with dispatching two targets, he need only time his strike in such a way that he might reach both at the same time. These blades will be limited in number since the metals with which we forge them remain difficult to obtain. I will need to think carefully about who shall be allowed to carry two. Oh, Cyprus. He was talking about a movement there, a Templar movement. So, the apple is more than a catalog of that which precedes us. Within its twisting, sparking innards, I've caught glimpses of what will be. Such a thing should not be possible. Perhaps it isn't. Maybe it is simply a suggestion. How to know? How to be sure? I contemplate the consequences of these visions. Are they images of things to come? Or simply the potential for what might be? Can we influence the outcome? Dare we try? And in so doing, do we merely ensure that which we've seen? I am torn, as always, between action and inaction, unclear as to which, if either, will make a difference. Am I even meant to make a difference? Still, I keep this journal. Is that not in and of itself an attempt to change, or perhaps guarantee, what I have seen? We are obligated to hide, to be silent, to shape the course of history in secret. But some of my brothers and sisters disagree. They grow angry, insisting it is a mistake to shroud ourselves. They say it slows our work, but they do not understand the risks. To expose ourselves now would be too dangerous. I fear we would be branded madmen and attacked. So it goes. So it always has. If there is one thing I know for certain, it is that men do not learn by being told. Instead, they must be shown. They must make the connections themselves. If I say unto a man, be kind, be tolerant, be of an open mind, these words will wither and die long before they have effected change. It would be a waste, and so we must maintain our course. I have studied the ancient pagan faiths that came before this more, a recent obsession with a single divine creator. They seem to have focused more on the fundamental forces at play in the world around us, and less on arbitrary moral rules. The sun rises in the morning and sets in the evening. The tides ebb and flow. Grass grows, withers, dies, and then, in time, emerges from the ground once more. The air turns warm, then cools, and back again. Some hidden energy keeps us fitted to the ground, and pulls us back when we attempt to leave it. Each of these movements was represented before by a god or goddess, each force given face, but recognized as something distinct and powerful. Which is not to say there were not connections between these forces, a pantheon of individual spirits, of rules, invisible hands guiding the progress of the world around us. And so here there was an attempt to categorize, study, explain, and understand the way things work, even if it was flawed, but no more. Now we are asked to succumb to a far more simplified explanation. How naive to believe there might be a single answer to every question, every mystery, that there exists a lone divine light which rules over all. They say it is a light that brings truth and love. I say it is a light that blinds us, and forces us to stumble about in ignorance. I long for the day when men will turn away from invisible monsters and once more embrace a more rational view of the world. But these new religions are so convenient, and promise such terrible punishment should one reject them. I worry that fear shall keep us stuck to what is surely the greatest lie ever told. One may cultivate extracts from various plants found throughout the region. More exotic species can sometimes be obtained from traders and travelers, but their properties are less documented and require further examination. Traditional alchemical implants can be used to distill the poison. Care should be used as certain poisons can be absorbed through exposed skin. Many are those who have lost their lives to carelessness. One's blade should be hollowed according to the specifications listed herein. Deviation may create fractures within the metal, causing the blade to weaken and possibly break. So if you were wondering about how they made the poison blades, there you go. What to make of this map? It appears to contain the entire world. Not flat as they claim either, but round. Like a ball. Like the apple. But how is such a thing even possible? Stranger still are the lands it shows. Great patches of the unknown. The unexplored. So many places yet to be discovered. Are there men there? Are they like us? And if not, different how? I should like to know the answers. Perhaps, in time, I'll have the chance to travel, to chart a course, and make my way to these distant lands. Oh, this is a diagram for different assassin movements, the free running and parkour such stuff. Alright, that is all the codex pages we will be reading for right now. We will leave the last row for a little bit more towards the end of the game, after we have finally found all of the codex pages. Then we will come back and read pages 4, 5, 8, 14, 17, 19, 24, and I should say 24 through 30. For the time being, we're getting close to the end. We're getting close to the end of the allotted hour here. I don't think we have any more feathers to deposit. But let's see if we can head back inside the auditory crypt and grab that chest. Okay, so I admit it, I got stumped and I looked it up. Turns out you're actually supposed to dive under this here. I completely forgot this was actually open and not access the weapon wheel, but you are supposed to climb up the wall over here and you'll be able to get to the chest that way. Also, it turns out there's a second hidden chest that I completely forgot existed, and I'll walk you through how to get it once we get to it. But we climb up here. And finally claim that damn chest. And here's the other chest that I completely forgot existed. Alright. So, major thanks to YouTube user Zevik, if I'm pronouncing that name anywhere near properly. I'll have the proper spelling of said YouTube name up on screen now. For his video on the Auditore family crypt, which helped me find those chests. He's also done a complete 100% solo walkthrough of Assassin's Creed Unity, which I am using to get through that game. I'll probably also use his Syndicate walkthrough to do the same. So, with that being said, I'm going to get the hell out of Dodge and see you all in the next episode, where we return to Florence and take down the conspirators that were hired by Jacopo de Pazzi to assassinate the entirety of the Medici banking family. See you guys then.